The discipline that makes people fear you. Have you ever noticed how some people never seem to break? No matter what happens, heartbreak, failure, chaos, they walk through life like a calm storm. While the world burns, they move slowly, deliberately, with a stillness that feels dangerous. It's the kind of presence that makes others uncomfortable, because deep down we know that level of control is not normal. There's a system behind it, a way of living born from two ancient philosophies: Stoicism, the art of mastering the mind, and Zen, the art of mastering the moment. When these two worlds meet, they create something frighteningly powerful, a kind of human machine that doesn't quit, doesn't break, and doesn't lose control. It's not about motivation. It's not about willpower. It's about transforming discipline into identity. Today, you'll learn that system. But before we start, subscribe to the channel, hit like, and comment below what's one habit you've been trying to build but keep breaking. Because by the end of this video, you'll never break it again. Chapter 1. The breaking point. Raphael was tired of himself. He'd read every productivity book, watched every 5 a.m. routine video, and filled his wall with sticky notes that screamed discipline, freedom. But every week looked the same. Motivation on Monday, negotiation on Wednesday, collapse by Friday. He tried gym challenges, meditation apps, dopamine detoxes. He'd promise himself that this time would be different, only to fall back into the same loop, until one morning, scrolling through a quote by Marcus Aurelius, he stopped cold. You have power over your mind and not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Those words hit differently, because Raphael realized he had been fighting the wrong war. He was trying to control outcomes, not himself. He was chasing motivation instead of cultivating mastery. But then he stumbled across something else, a centuries-old Zen ritual called gyoji, the practice of continuous discipline without gaps. It sounded eerily similar to Stoicism's concept of daily practice, what Epictetus called prohairesis, the discipline of choice. That's when Raphael had an idea. What if, he thought, I combine Stoic principles of mental control with Zen's unbroken ritual discipline? And from that moment, his transformation began. Chapter 2. The Rule of Irreversible Commitments. Both Stoics and Zen masters understood the same truth. The mind negotiates endlessly until you remove the option to quit. In a Zen monastery, monks rise every day at 3:30 a.m. No questions, no exceptions. The bell rings, they move. There's no inner debate because the decision was made once, long ago. The Stoics called this living in agreement with nature, acting according to reason, not emotion. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Raphael decided to create his own irreversible commitment. He wrote, "I am a person who practices every day at 5 a.m. for 90 days, without fail. Not I'll try, not I'll see how it goes." He turned the practice into identity. He signed it, posted it publicly, and told his friends. His brain instantly reframed failure as death, social death, identity death. It wasn't a goal anymore. It was a vow. From that moment, giving up became more painful than continuing. And that's how Stoicism meets Zen. The Stoic accepts pain as indifferent. The Zen monk eliminates the choice that causes suffering. Chapter 3. The dawn of practice. Raphael began at 5 a.m. The first morning he wanted to quit. His body screamed, "You need rest." His mind whispered, "One day won't matter." But a line from Epictetus echoed in his head, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." So he moved. Push-ups, breath meditation, 10 pages of reading meditations, every day the same order, no variation. Zen calls this shugyo, disciplined training that purifies the self. Stoicism calls it praxis, deliberate exercise of virtue. By day 10, the pattern began to harden. By day 20, his body obeyed before his mind objected. Discipline was no longer an act. It was a reflex. Raphael was becoming the kind of person Seneca described, calm, consistent, and unmoved by external noise. Chapter 4. The War Within. But even as the habit grew, a quieter enemy appeared, doubt, a voice that whispered, "What's the point? Why suffer so much for such small progress?" This is where Stoicism and Zen become one philosophy. Both teach that suffering is not the enemy, attachment is. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Zen master Dogen said something identical. To study the way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. Raphael realized he was suffering not from the discipline itself, but from his attachment to ease, to comfort, to reward, to results. He stopped expecting progress. He started focusing only on presence. The act of showing up became the victory, and strangely, that's when everything accelerated. His focus sharpened. His mood stabilized. He started craving the silence of morning like oxygen. That's what the Stoics call eudaimonia, flourishing through virtue, not pleasure, and what Zen calls satori, awakening through repetition. Chapter 5. The Stoic schedule, Epictetus taught 3 disciplines. The discipline of desire, accept what you cannot control. The discipline of action, do what you must. The discipline of assent, guard your judgments. Raphael built his schedule around all 3. At 5 a.m., he practiced physical action, push-ups, breathing, body alignment. At 5:15, he meditated, controlling his judgments. At 5:30, he journaled his desires, writing what he could and couldn't control. The hours became sacred, fixed, immutable. He realized the monks and Stoics had both discovered the same neurological truth. When your schedule becomes ritual, discipline becomes identity. There's no "when should I?" There's only now. By week 4, Raphael no longer felt like a man forcing himself to wake up early. He felt like a different species, one who couldn't live without it. Chapter 6. The philosophy of no gapsin has a phrase. Gyoji Mushi, practice without gaps. The Stoics had their own version. Every day, say to yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, arrogance. Marcus Aurelius wrote that every day begins with practice, not perfection, but persistence. Raphael realized the danger wasn't failure, it was interruption. Every time he skipped a session, he wasn't just missing a workout. He was reopening an old doorway to weakness, to laziness, to comfort. So he invented micro-practice. When life got messy, he didn't skip. He shrank 5 push-ups instead of 20, 1 minute of silence instead of 10, 1 paragraph instead of a full reading session. The act continued. The identity remained intact. That's what both Zen and Stoicism teach, continuity over perfection. Because in the gaps, your old self waits patiently. Chapter 7. The Pre-Decision Mind. The Stoics trained themselves to expect obstacles before they came. They called it premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. Zen monks did the same through ritual, rehearsing every move so deeply that no crisis could disrupt. Raphael combined both. He listed every possible excuse and wrote counteractions. If I'm tired, I'll do it sitting. If I'm sick, I'll breathe for 2 minutes. If I travel, I'll do it in the hotel bathroom. No matter what, practice continued. He no longer needed motivation because he'd already decided every possible scenario in advance. Epictetus would have smiled. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. And that's what Raphael was doing, embodying philosophy, not just reading it. Chapter 8. The Transformation. By day 90, something changed. People around him started to notice. Friends called him obsessed. Co-workers said, "You've become robotic," but the Stoics would call it ataraxia, unshakable tranquility. He was no longer reacting to the world. He was acting from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock against which the waves crash. It stands firm, and the raging of the sea falls still around it." That was Raphael now, unmoving, calm, focused. He'd stopped being motivated and started being inevitable. Zen calls this mushin, no mind. The Stoics call it sophrosine, self-mastery. Whatever name you give it, it's the same state, freedom through discipline. Chapter 9. The Death of the Old Self. The final stage of transformation isn't improvement, it's death. Zen calls it the death of the ego. Stoicism calls it living according to nature, shedding illusions of control. Raphael no longer identified with the man who used to quit. That version of him was gone. Now he didn't force himself to wake up early. He simply woke. He didn't decide to train. He simply trained. He didn't need motivation. He became motion itself. That's the secret of the Stoic monk system. When Stoicism meets Zen, you don't just become disciplined, you become discipline. Chapter 10. The Stoic Monk Way. Here's how to practice it yourself. Public vow. Declare your practice openly. Make quitting more painful than continuing. Fixed hour. Choose a sacred time. Never change it. Single sequence. Repeat the same actions in the same order every day. Micro-practice. On bad days, shrink the size, not the effort. Pre-solutions. Plan your response to every possible obstacle. Daily reflection. Journal every morning or night. Ask, did I act as a Stoic or react as a fool? No gaps, never miss 2 days. If you fail, return instantly. Over time, something extraordinary happens. The lines between who you are and what you practice disappear. You stop being a person who does the practice. You become the practice. That's the moment your life stops being ruled by emotion and starts being governed by reason. It's what Marcus Aurelius meant when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And what Dogen meant when he wrote, "When you walk the way walks you." Raphael's friends still think his discipline is unnatural. They're right. It's not natural. It's intentional, because normality is chaos, and chaos is slavery. The Stoic monk doesn't chase comfort. He chases clarity. He doesn't react to life. He rehearses it. And when life tests him, he smiles because he knows something most people never learn. Peace isn't found in stillness. Peace is built through struggle, one quiet morning at a time. So here's the final challenge. Tomorrow morning, before the world wakes, choose one practice. Don't overthink it. Don't time it. Just start. And when your mind screams to stop, remember, you're not doing it to win. You're doing it to become. Because when Stoicism meets Zen, discipline stops being painful. It becomes sacred, and the moment others start calling your consistency unnatural, smile quietly. That's the moment you've finally become what the ancients called unbreakable.